welcome to Hashimoto's Unfiltered, real talk, real solutions. The podcast where we cut through the noise and get straight to the heart of living with Hashimoto's. My name is Dr. Ray Benedetto, your host, and I'm here to share my expertise, personal insights, and from time to time, conversations with incredible guests to help you take control of your health. Together, we'll explore actionable items, debunk myths, and navigate the complexities of your thyroid health. So whether you're newly diagnosed or a seasoned warrior, this is your space for unfiltered truth and real hope. Let's dive in. As you can see, we're going to talk today about signs and symptoms, like clinical stuff. I've talked on this before. I'm going to talk on it again because obviously it's always a topic of conversation. And I see it coming up inside the group over and over and over again, okay? And it's a fundamental shift. So you can see there's kind of like two topics today in one, right? Like what's the deal with all these symptoms? And then the definition of insanity. And they kind of piggyback on each other, which is why I wanted to kind of do a two-in-one today. So there are two philosophical camps when we talk about treatment of any chronic medical condition. We'll keep this real for you guys, Hashimoto's. And it's the medical one, the traditional allopathic medical one. And then there's the opposite of that, the functional medicine one, right? Which is one that I obviously use and preach because it actually gets people results. On the allopathic traditional Western medicine one, what are you going to get? You are going to get medications to treat symptoms. So you go to your doctor and you have X, Y, and Z symptoms, and they say, boy, that sounds like thyroid. Let's run a thyroid test on you. Let's say those thyroid tests are out of range. You have hypothyroidism. That's what's causing your symptoms. Here's the thyroid hormone replacement to fix the labs and hopefully help with your symptoms. So it's medications to treat symptoms. You have depression. Here's an antidepressant, right? Even if that depression is from Hashimoto's, which is not depression. You have anxiety, here's a medication. You have constipation, here's Linzess. So we're treating the symptom of the problem with a pill to make the symptom go away. Does not fix the problem, does it? No. It's a cover-up, it's a Band-Aid. You guys know this. You've been down this route before. This is the route you get from traditional medicine. It doesn't work. No one gets better. Okay, you might get some temporary relief, but we're not fixing the problem. I don't care what the symptom is. And you guys know all the big ones, and you guys ask all the time in the group. I see it. Like, what do I do about the hair loss? What do I do about the weight loss resistance? What do I do about the fatigue? What do I do about the skin stuff? What do I do about the anxiety? What do I do about the depression? What do I do about all the digestive problems? Like, that's what you guys are asking, right? I see you guys asking, and I have these conversations with you guys all the time. And I get it because we're like brainwashed and like programmed by the medical world to be like, you have this symptom, go ask your doctor for a pill for it. Every other commercial on TV or even streaming now is a pharmaceutical commercial, and it's people frolicking down the beach with all these nasty symptoms. And what are they doing? If you have this problem, go see your doctor and ask for this pill. We're inundated with this stuff. It's not fixing anything, right? Because we're treating symptoms with pills. It doesn't work. It doesn't fix the problem. It sure as heck doesn't work for Hashimoto's. So then what do? You're like, okay, well, I got these symptoms. Like, they're very problematic. I'm suffering. They're interfering with my life. My quality of life stinks. It's affecting my work. It's affecting my relationships. I mean, I have a handful of talks every week with you guys, like just talking about how something like the brain fog is really affecting your work or your career or your profession. That's not cool, right? That's going to cause problems. Or how it's affecting relationships with your spouse and all this kind of stuff because my libido is terrible and, all this kind of, like, you name it, gang. You name it. I get it. It's the symptoms that drive people to help because they're suffering, and we don't want to ignore symptoms. I get that too. We just don't want to treat symptoms. That's not going to fix the problem. The solution is fix what's causing the symptoms. It's not that simple, guys, but I want to try and keep it simple. If you have Hashimoto's, which is causing all of those symptoms, the laundry list of them, you name it, and we're treating the symptoms, how are we ever going to get better if we don't ever treat the cause of the symptoms, right? So the cause of the symptoms is the Hashimoto's or the autoimmune condition, We can treat the symptoms with pills and maybe they'll get temporarily better, but they're never going to go away because we haven't fixed the cause of those symptoms. We have to treat the cause of the symptoms. We have to treat the Hashimoto's, and that's never going to happen in medicine. So there's the second part of our topic today. The definition of insanity is keep going that route. Keep going the traditional medical route, which all you're ever going to get is what I exactly just laid out for you, and expecting a different result. It is you guys have all heard the cliche, right? It is the definition of insanity, is doing the same things over and over and over again, going to the same doctors, taking the same pills, doing the same tests, being told the same things, doing the same thing over and over again, and expecting a different result. And it's not going to happen. The treatment for Hashimoto's, or lack thereof, they don't even treat it in medicine, the treatment of thyroid disease in this country is the definition of insanity. So we have to treat the cause. We have to treat the Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune condition. We have to treat the autoimmunity, right? The immune system's attacking the person. We have to figure out why that's happening, what's causing it to do that, get it to stop, and then get someone healed up, right? Heal up the damage, heal up their gut, and detoxify their body and their liver and their cells and clean all this stuff up and get to remission and keep it there. That is the opposite of insanity. That is the most sane thing in the world that I've ever heard. And I've had people tell me this. They're like, what you do is like the most sane form of medicine I've ever heard. I don't know why it's not done that way. It's, allopathic Western medicine is drugs and surgeries. That's it. It's invasive, pharmaceutical, procedure-based medicine. It's acute care. It's crisis care. It's terrible for chronic conditions. The best they can do half the time is suppress your immune system. We don't want to do that either. That's it, gang. We don't treat symptoms. That's not going to fix the problem. There is no magic pill. There is no magic supplement. I know you guys are asking that a lot too. Like, I got all this hair loss. What do I do about it? Like, what supplement do I take? What do I do for this? What do I do for that? What do I take for this? There is nothing to take for Hashimoto's. We're just treating symptoms with supplements like we do medications. And again, I see this all the time. I'm meeting with someone this week, Saturday morning, that I met with earlier this week. We're following up, and she's done like a bazillion supplements. Like, people send me their supplements, and they're just like, because they're not getting a whole lot of good guidance on what to take and what it's for. Maybe they've had a functional medicine doc, run a test, and they're like, oh, you have these nutrient deficiencies, take all these supplements. And it's like, hold on. Like, where does this all fit in the bigger picture? Is taking all these supplements really going to help me either? Like, no, it's not really getting to the root of the problem. So the opposite of insanity is identify the cause of the problem, or identify the cause of the symptoms, right? We have the symptoms. They're from the Hashimoto's. If we live in symptom treating land, whether it's medications with allopathic medicine or supplements with alternative or functional medicine, we're not going to get there. We have to identify the cause of someone's Hashimoto's. That's going to be a little different for everybody, but we have to figure out what are the things, right? A lot of chatter today about Epstein-Barr virus. Yeah, right? So yeah, we need to look for things like nutrient deficiencies. We need to look at things like leaky gut. We need to look at things like infectious stuff like parasites and viruses. We need to look at adrenal issues and hormone imbalances and genetic issues like DNA stuff like MTHFR. We have to look at all of that. Yes, we need to look at all that stuff, all of it in totality, and get all the cards on the table, and then put together a comprehensive game plan to address these things. I keep it simple. You guys have heard me say this ad nauseum. I've done a lot of these live streams talking even about these individually. We have to identify people's root causes, which I just rattled off a whole thing of them. And I've done a bunch of videos on root causes. It's under the trigger talk section of the guides. I still call them triggers. I've been doing this a long time. Before the word root cause was coined, we just always called them triggers. Like they're someone's triggers, things that trigger someone's immune system. So I have it under trigger talk. I've done multiple on like what are the root causes. They're all under there. I just go and watch them. They're in the guides. But we have to identify them. And then we need to put a game plan in place. You guys know I like a two-pronged attack. Identify root causes, AIP protocol. I didn't invent the AIP protocol. It stands for autoimmune protocol. It has to be done. There's no way around it. I get it. people want to try and do it on their own, that's fine. We need to eliminate foods for a period of time. Then we need to reintroduce foods, typically during a elimination phase. We do need to do a little bit of supplementation because we got to heal people's gut. We got to decrease their inflammation, and we got to detox their body, detox their cells. We need to get their immune system, better regulated. Like, we got to do those things, even while we're investigating someone's root causes, So that's the method to the madness. And then it's the most sane thing in the world, right? The definition of insanity, gang, is for you guys to keep doing the same thing and going back to the same doctors and getting the same tests and hoping for something different from them. It's not going to happen. I mean, that's why you're here, hopefully, is you're looking for something different, something that works. But doing the same thing over and over and over again, we have to change course. It's just not going to work. It's not working. It doesn't work. So we need to shift gears. You know what I mean? And that's all you're ever going to get from medicine, And like I said, I know I talked to a lot of you guys, and even functional medicine's failing you as well, because you go to the functional medicine doc and they don't specialize in Hashimoto's. They don't even specialize in autoimmune disease. They don't see patients all day, every day with autoimmune disease like I do. They're just like, oh, I'm a functional medicine doc. I run, nutritional testing on people. I run a GI map on someone, and then I give them supplements to try and fix that stuff. Okay, I mean, that might be necessary, and it's probably part of what needs to be done with someone's overall plan, but it's not going to fix them. It's not going to get to the root of the problem and get it handled holistically, entirely, comprehensively, short term and long term. So, to summarize, what do we do to treat X, Y, and Z symptoms? We don't treat the symptoms. Medicine does that. It doesn't work. We need to figure out what's causing the symptoms, and then we need to fix that, and then the symptoms all get better. Definition of insanity. If we keep doing the same things over and over and over again, we're going to get the same result. If we want a better result, if we want health, if we want to get this thing kicked in the teeth, the Hashimoto's, we have to go a different route. Okay, I'm here to help in any way possible that you might need that. I want to thank you for tuning in to Hashimoto's Unfiltered, Real Talk, Real Solutions. Again, my name is Dr. Ray Benedetto, and I hope today's episode helped to give you the tools and the insights you need to take another step forward on your Hashimoto's journey. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode if you think someone could benefit. You can also connect with me on Facebook at Dr. Ray Benedetto and on my website, drraybenedetto.com, for more resources and updates. Until next time, remember, you're not alone, and real solutions are always within reach. Take care and be well.